Giants fans, we have a fun show coming up today. We've got some interesting and quotes that'll get you fired up from Wink Martindale and Joe Schoen. He had some interesting quotes as well. But first, we are less than 3 weeks away from week 1 of the NFL preseason. And if you're just ready to see the Giants playing again on Sundays wearing the icy blues, I want you to go in the comment section right now and type me. What's going on, everybody? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. And in today's video, if you love football, if you love defense, if you love intensity, stick around because we have some quotes coming from Don Wink Martindale that'll fire you up. When I saw the quotes, when I read the quotes, I was ready to run through a brick wall and go play defense for Don Wink Martindale. Then we'll talk about what Joe Schoen had to say. Did he diss Dave Gettleman? We'll talk about it, but first, I want to say thank you to everybody that has gone down and hit that big red button, because yesterday we reached 10,000 subscribers on the channel. That's a credit to all of you guys. Look, I'm just a kid that grew up rooting for the New York Giants, and now I get to talk about them every single day for a job, and that's because of you guys. If you guys didn't subscribe, if you guys didn't watch, I wouldn't be able to do so. So thank you, salute, and if you're looking for a place on YouTube that puts out videos every single day on the latest Giants news and rumors, you should go down right now and hit that big red button. On today's show, we're going to break down what Wink Martindale had to say about the Giants defense. He has some quotes that'll get you ready to go. And it all comes from a YouTube video that was posted on the Giants YouTube account. Wink was in a defensive meeting, and on his whiteboard, he had these things on the whiteboard. I think we got some grammatical errors here, but who gives a shit, because Wink Martindale is a badass. He said he wants the Giants to play fast and physical. He wants them to bring back that intensity that made the Giants great at one point in their franchise prior to him being there. He also wants the team to play with a one play at a time mentality. And that's what you want all players to do in a team sport. It's one play at a time. Whether you make a good play or a bad play, it's never as good as you think. It's never as bad as you think. Just move on, get ready for the next play. He said stopping the run is critical because we already know that every team in the NFL wants to throw the ball all over the yard. But if you can stop the run, you can make a team one-dimensional. If you can't, you're going to let the offense dictate the pace, and that is not what Wink Martindale's about. He said he wants to attack and affect the QB. We know that Wink Martindale loves to blitz. We got some numbers from what he was doing in Baltimore to show you and maximize our personnel. That's why I love Wink. He's going to get the most out of what he has, and that's what good coaches do. This was that first quote. We got a bunch. This one's going to get you fired up. It was at the end of the Giants practice a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking to the Giants defensive team and said, I want everybody to look over there at that skyline, all right? We're in the greatest fucking city in the world. Let's go be the greatest fucking team in the world. Inject this into my veins. I am ready to see Wink Martindale lead the charge and bring a new swag and intensity and identity to this Giants defense. It is time for the Giants defense to get back to the old days, to when they were carrying this franchise, to when they were the heartbeat of this team. And I think under Wink Martindale, they'll be able to do that. He's a leader, he's a culture changer, and I can't wait to see him dial up the blitzes on Sunday. He also said this. He said, I think if you look back at the history of the Giants, one of the first things that stands out is their defense. From the ground up, the foundation of this thing has to come with a certain amount of swag. If you will, some toughness. We're going to attack people. I'm not going to be one of those coordinators who sits there and just says, 4-man, rush coverage. There will be times for that, of course, but we want to handle things on our terms, not theirs. And this is the defensive coordinator that the Giants have been looking for a very long time. And I don't want this to come across as an anti-Patrick Graham thing. They are just two defensive coordinators that are on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Under Patrick Graham, it was bend, but don't break. And those days are long over. Wink Martindale, he doesn't believe in that. He believes the defense should dictate the pace of the game. And that's what we're going to see on Sundays with Kayvon Thibodeau, Leonard Williams, Azeez Ojulari, Quincy Roche, maybe a little Ellerson Smith, as well as Big Sexy Dexy. The Giants defense is going to be playing with a different swag, attitude, speed, and pace. It's going to be awesome to see. They're going to blitz and hopefully be a better unit. And you know what? I'm more confident that they will. I'll say it. This Giants defense will be better than the defense we saw last year. And I want to ask this question based off of what I just said. 24.5 points per game allowed this season for the Giants. I chose that number because that's how many points they gave up last year per game under Patrick Graham. I think it's going to be under. I think Martindale's going to change how everyone plays, the intensity, the swag. He's a damn good defensive coordinator. Wait till we show you these stats in a second. But answer this question for me. 24.5 points per game allowed this season for the Giants defense. Type O for over, type U for under. A player that's going to help the Giants achieve allowing less than 24.5 points per game is the rookie number 5, Kayvon Thibodeaux. Go to chatsports.com/Kayvon and get your hands on a brand new Kayvon Thibodeaux jersey. Look, these are already selling extremely fast. My bosses says we're almost running out, and you don't want to be the guys on week 1 wearing a number 5 jersey with Gano on the back. Be the ones that are rocking the brand new Kayvon Thibodeaux jerseys. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/Kayvon. I'll put the link to that in the comment section and description of this video. Click on it, shop, and be ready for week 1 rocking the big blue number 5. The Giants defense this year will be aggressive. And more aggressive than we've seen the Giants defense in a very long time. It's going to go back, I think, until the 2011 days when Steve Spagnuolo brought back the NASCAR package and had the Giants playing with a speed and pace and physicality that we haven't seen since those Super Bowl runs. And the reason I know that's going to be the case is because what Wink Martindale did in Baltimore when he was the defensive coordinator. In 2019 and 2020, no other team in the NFL blitzed more. I mean, on 55% of the downs in 2019, the Ravens were blitzing. Wink Martindale wants to bring the pressure. The exotic blitzes, the zero blitzes, 6-7 people on the line of scrimmage, and confusing the hell out of offensive lines. In 2021, they were 6th in the NFL, blitzed on 31% of the time, but he didn't really have the personnel that he was used to. A lot of the defensive backs, as you remember last year, got hurt early on in the preseason and training camp and regular season for the Ravens. So they had to work with their personnel. And that's why the points per game this year wasn't as good as it was the prior 3 years where the Ravens were one of the best, if not the best defenses in the NFL. 2018, they gave up 17.9 points per game, second best in the NFL. They were also the third best points per game defense in 2019. And then in 2020, second. 2021 took a step back. A lot of injuries, didn't have the best players, and he still made it work, giving up less points per game than the Giants did in 2021. Wink Martindale is a culture changer, and you can already start to feel that vibe when you watch and listen and talk to a lot of people in this Giants organization. What he's going to do with this defense is have them take a step forward. It's a young group. He's going to be the big dog and the father figure to a lot of these players, and he's going to show them how to play defense the New York Football Giants way. Fast, physical, and with aggression. This was another quote that I know you guys are going to love. He said, "You want to see how tough your team is? Look at your short yardage stats. You shove them back and knock them back in short yardage, and you knock them back down in the goal line. That shows you how tough your team is." Wink Martindale wants to win in the trenches, and that's what he believes in. He believes that you win at the line of scrimmage, at the point of attack. He wants to win with the big guys inside the line of scrimmage, and that's where you win football games. A lot of people talk about speed and space and on the perimeter. That's fun. That's what the Giants are going to be on offense, but we've known if you don't win the battle in the trenches, on the offensive line, the defensive line, you're not going to be a good football team because the Giants, they haven't been a good team, and their offensive line hasn't been good for God knows how long. I'm excited to see Wink Martindale calling the shots for this defense on the coming Sundays in the 2022 NFL season. And I want every Giants fan right now to show Wink Martindale some love because I promise you, after his first season as the Giants defensive coordinator, you're going to love this guy, and you're going to hope he doesn't get a head coaching job because he might if he takes a really big jump with this Giants defensive group. But type Wink Martindale in the comment section right now to show him some love. It's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see what happens on Sundays this year for the Giants. To close out today's show, I came across this quote right before getting in the studio. Joe Schoen, it looked like he was at some golf tournament. I might be wrong, but that's what I saw on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If not, yeah, he was at the Big Daddy Celebrity Golf Classic in Ohaka Castle. I don't know where the hell that is. I'm not good at geography. I like talking football. And that's what Joe Schoen was doing at the tournament. Someone asked him about the offseason and how it went, his first offseason as a general manager, and this is what he had to say. He said, with what we had, we executed a plan. We were able to upgrade the roster with the resources we had. And what does he mean by that? Was he talking about someone? I mean, in other words, it sounded like he said, thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave Gettleman. He sounded like he said he could do everything he could have with the limited resources they had. We knew the Giants salary cap situation was a POS coming into this offseason. Shout out to Gettleman. We didn't have a lot of ammunition to go make moves and trades and all that because of the salary cap spot. So I want to say in the comment section, everyone right now, to type thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave, because that's what happened. You got us Evan Neal. You traded down last year. That was fun, but we weren't able to sign any free agents that we really, really wanted to except Mark Gawinski because the salary cap situation was salary cap hell. So I want everyone right now, this will be today's Real One roll call. Type thanks, Dave, in the comment section right now.